What's happening, everybody? We're back. It's me, the resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington.
And I'm the swaggy blerd, Winston A. Marshall.
And you notice, for those that didn't see it, I had to redo the intros real fast because I was like, I'm back. And I was like, oh no, this is us thing. And we're here with the Season 2, Episode 8 review of Doom Patrol on the DC Universe and HBO Max. And if you ain't seen this episode yet, come on back because it's going to be spoilers. This is the penultimate episode.
Penultimate!
Yeah, because next week is their season finale. Of course, it was cut short due to COVID-19. The beautiful thing is if they get renewed for season 3, we'll get all these episodes, these backlog episodes, and catching up as every other show. I hate that it's ending quickly because the story is getting so hot on every front. Like, we remember how last season we had that Jane story when first time we go into the underground and we started learning about the personalities. And then you get this with the underground and you see Baby Doll and Flaming Lucy. What was it, Flaming Lucy? Flaming Katie. Flaming Katie get murdered by the Candlemaker.
I was like, Flaming who? Flaming
Katie and Baby
Doll.
I
know now, but I was like, what?
Yeah. Then they get murdered, but now we're seeing more of the underground, especially the whole Miranda personality, who was a primary, and all this is building up. You got Larry dealing with the shit with his family. Niall's supposed to die. Cliff gets to be Robot Daddy. Vic just need to say, give me an artificial dick and I'll live my life.
Why does Robot Daddy sound like a porn spoof?
It does sound like Robot Daddy.
And this is my Robot Daddy.
Hey, bitches. Just with a whip. Instead of going bit by bit, I'm wondering, because I think we were under the impression that just Kay was just molested by her father. You know, we figured that's the abuse. I thought
it, but I thought it was both. So it's a situation where he did molest her, and if she fought, then she got put in the well.
Yes. And so we're finding out that that's why the well is significant more so than anything, because we just knew, it represented her father. It just represents her dad. We didn't know exactly what it meant, but now to find out that was punishment.
I would make the argument that it almost feels like a lot of those personalities, which is almost the symbolism, supposedly of Miranda coming out of the well, is where a lot of the personalities were birthed, were down in the well.
Yeah, it looks like it, because without seeing the flicker the way we see it, you saw when it was older Kay, when she told her daddy, my name is Miranda. Like, you saw the change at one point when Katie came back and you saw the change happen. It's like, okay, remember, there were the personalities, but Niles gave them abilities. So all Kay wants, and luckily Jane found a way to get back primary because of the whole, we supposed to do what's best for Kay, what Kay wants, and Kay just wanted Harry. And everybody else, Miranda even was like, so listen, I think, you know what I'm saying? For me to tell you, let's go and move on from the damn thing, okay? The little lamb chop gone. Nigga gone. We don't need to go there no more, okay? You move forward for your life. You know what I'm saying? We trying to help you, bitch. Look, I'm getting rid of people. I ain't telling them yet, but I'm getting rid of these motherfuckers. So it's just us.
She didn't even really say all that. She just said, she was like, look, you understand that I'm in charge, right? I'm HBIC. That's what's happening. And it's
until Jane was like, no, bitch, I'm primary. And then that's when everybody, because Jane has to step back, but no matter what, Jane is still primary. And so the whole thing because again, we'll just go bit by bit. We won't go bit by bit, excuse me. When the end, we kind of was saying it last week, what we were wondering what Miranda's real motives were.
To kill all them personalities.
Man,
kill all them personalities.
Well, at first, I thought I was the one that was more so right, because, like, thinking, okay, as you're getting older and you're making peace, certain personalities go together. Baby Doll and Scarlet Harlot, which she has a personality that's a combination of the two.
But then I countered you, and it was partly because I had already seen this episode, and that's when I was like,
"Ain't that a bitch?" So you didn't go off of, let me take a guess. I mean, granted, we both can see all episodes.
No, I made a guess before, because why would you bring out Miranda in the first? I was like, what I said was initially Miranda's up to something.
Right.
But then I followed it up last week, and I was like, I don't want to get into too much, but this bitch is straight up killing niggas. And you were like, well, we'll see. I was like, okay. So
Nigga, I just want to see if the sex ghost popped up in the well. Look, it's the norm. They should follow him everywhere.
What? No, that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, yeah, it's only the norm for the house. Never mind.
Exactly. That makes no sense.
Okay, I am mad. Look, I understand now that we have to get sex ghost sparingly, but now that you've given it to me more than once extra, I want them every episode. I want people to go be making breakfast and just
God. Oh God.
What do you think about Dorothy? I think one of the dopest things happened in this show, and it sounds weird saying it, but to see we've been fighting Dorothy being a child the whole time. You and I were talking about this before we started recording. We've been fighting. You got to keep Dorothy as a kid. Keep Dorothy as a kid. Keep the innocence of a kid. Niles is like, yo, don't put no fucking makeup on. She's like, but Rita said I look good, and like none of that shit. And then Dorothy,
fuck was that?
You let it be, goddammit. You let it be. But then the one thing that nobody can stop happens.
She gets a period. But this was the big thing that I am just trying to find out. Is it just because the cave people, they're just like on reverse dog years? So like, whereas dogs are aging 7 years to every 1 human year, is that she's aging 13 years roughly every 101? Is that how that works? Because I'm just curious how it has only happened now. If she's 100 and a quarter, like if she's 103 quarters, so she's almost 101. Did her puberty just start now, or was there magic at work? Like that's what I would like more of an explanation.
Part of the magic is part of the father is with Niles. Remember, I don't know if we know for sure, but Niles could have had the talisman when he got the mother pregnant.
So you think when he gave up the talisman, he not only stopped his aging, but he stopped his non-aging?
No. I'm just saying, you talking about magic involved with how she ages. That's what I'm talking about. Would help with stunted Dorothy's growth, if you will.
No. I get it. He gave it up to what's his name?
To Kipling.
He gave it up to Kipling. So what I'm saying is, are you implying that the talisman was blocking his and her aging?
No. I'm talking about the talisman is the reason why she was aging so slow, because he probably was wearing the talisman when he impregnated the mother. He has magic within him. You get what I'm saying? Things like that.
You're saying it was just like it didn't stop in her. It just was
slow
because of that.
Yes.
Well, my only other thing I would think about, if the mother was a real cave woman and not just like some genetic mutation, if that's the case, then that means her ass was around back in cave people. So they could just age infinitely slower. You know what I'm saying?
Something just killed them off. Like they really should be around. Like the Gecko people are really fucking real people.
I mean, probably if anything killed them off. And I mean, we're in the DC universe. Who knows? Maybe she's similar to Vandal Savage. I mean, maybe like, because Vandal is a caveman. So
yeah, he's technically a caveman. He's a caveman who evolved.
It was the radiation from that meteorite. There was a meteorite that hit.
But it helped him evolve into a better mindset.
Oh, his brain. Yes, his brain grew for sure. But his real power, other than that, was that he gained immortality because the radiation.
That he evolved mentally, whereas cavemen are just right stick, club a chick. I got woman.
Nigga, what did you say?
Right with stick, club a chick. I got woman.
I fucking care with you, man. Come on, bruh.
So, but because of that, she freaks out. Because again, I think that is with most women when they first have their first period, because they're like, what the fuck is this? And luckily,
even if it's in timing too, and I know in a lot of cases for most stories that I've heard, that the big thing that you want to have happen is that hopefully you have a woman that is there to help. And that was obviously a situation where it's Niles. It's not their mama's not in the situation.
Luckily she did technically have a woman to help.
Right, the woman working at the gas station, and it was cool that she was there to help. Which I've also heard a lot of stories where a lot of adult women have been there for young girls with single dads and everything else when this happens in public potentially, So
and so that. And the whole discussion, it's like we're hearing the discussion, but I don't think a lot of people at first, when you hear it, pay attention to the significance of that discussion, letting her know you're no longer a child. Because remember, Dorothy is still trying to convince herself she's a child. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to convince herself, I'm a child. But the candlemaker kept being like, you were not a kid. Like, yo, you're grown. He even knew it. He's like, it's not too much longer. And so the dopest thing was the way all this started is Niles sends her into the store to get a peanut butter cup, some dark chocolate. And that's how it all happens. If Niles never sends her in the store, she has it in the car. She basically has it in the car. And then the whole story is it's the same, but it's different. Or it's more so Niles just losing his fucking mind right there, driving with his fingers. Like, because that's how. But then my man, after he sent her to the store, his phone ringing. This nigga pull out a peanut butter cup, start talking to Kipling those peanut butter cups. And Kipling like, hey man, Bunny out here freaking out. Shit, Rabbit, he knows shit about to go down. So what you won't do, fam? What you won't do? Now I was like, man, just keep
not yet. I just want one more night with my baby. One more night. One night.
And
I realized I just took the song All Night Long. I got that completely wrong.
I was just going to leave that alone and let you figure that one out for yourself. The fact that Niles was like, whatever, today is Dorothy Day, and whatever Dorothy wants to do, which is kind of
whatever Dorothy wants.
Dorothy wants.
Dorothy gets.
Dorothy gets.
And little Niles, what Dorothy wants is not to die. She doesn't want you to kill her, sir.
Shit. After he takes her to that damn carnival, not just her. Look, motherfucker, the candle maker ain't even there physically, but he got wax melting, lollipops melting, shit. Shit gets hot. I want to go back though. Got to talk about the beekeeper and the Borg. Yo, I bet Javon Wade is having the most fun he has ever had in his life with this season.
I mean, probably, man.
Think of all the shit they got him doing. They don't have him just being Cyborg, basically. Like, you having all this fun in the midst of trying to be serious.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's having a good time, man. And I feel like I feel so bad because I feel like Ray Fisher thought that this is what his Cyborg run was going to be like.
Hey,
shouts out to Ray. Instead, Ray's having to deal with fucking stupid ass trolls and
dumbass and all that shit.
Trolls, and he's dealing with like situations with the studios, and my homie just wanted to be out here being half robot, half man superhero.
Be out here with my booyah, with my life. You know what I'm saying? I just want the booyah life. You know what I'm saying? That's all I wanted, with a booyah. But now he out here like, you know what? Listen, accountability is greater than entertainment. Send tweet. That's Ray Fisher right now. Like,
but that's real, though, and I'll give him credit for that.
I mean, it's real. But let's go back to the actual show. Javon Wade, this one gets to be the beekeeper. Wait, did you see how he walked in when they walked into Ronnie Evans' apartment? And the FBI dude was like, great, we get the Pee Wee Justice League. And you didn't hear him say that? And
I did. And he was like, bitch, you want to give me the rundown of what the fuck is going on?
He was like, yo, I'm sorry to interrupt you playing golf or whatever it is old white men would do it. I was like, whoa, shit. I'm like, hey. Oh, well, damn, sir.
Also, Pee Wee is kind of funny to me. I don't know where the fuck they got that from because he was never on the Titans. So, like, my nigga was
in the comics. In the cartoons and everything, he's a part of Teen Titans.
No. I know that, but that has been retconned since the New 52, where he was one of the original members of the Justice League. So, depending on where we're trying to like attach to this shit,
let's not do that. Let's not. That's too much thinking. But to find out that Ronnie was, they photographed Ronnie going to dude's crib right before the murder, and Rita tried to go to the other agent. The other agent was like, "So who are you?" She was like, "I'm the beekeeper. You see my partner Cyborg?" She's like, "Bitch, he left."
What? Where'd he go?
Bitch,
but you forgot that earlier on in the episode, like she got a taste for justice. She saw a woman being mugged, and she said, "Brow," while she was wearing her fucking beekeeper out and stretched out and saved somebody. And then she found Cyborg was like, "I'm ready. I'm ready to be beekeeper."
You don't even you don't need to have a secret identity, chick. Like, first of all, everybody thinks Rita Farr is dead. I mean, the fact that she can go in the streets normally, people don't even notice her. Like, no one thinks that's weird. Like,
but also, as she gets better at this, does she not understand she can go full Clayface with this shit and start changing what she looks like if need be?
I mean, well, because her name is only Elastic Woman, I don't think they're going to give her the ability to change her face, even though she can. If you want to, she should be able to.
No. I know they're not gonna. They at least not in this season. We're not gonna see it, and who knows if they ultimately do it or not. But I'm saying like that's the other funny thing to me. If you want to talk about trying to hide identities and shit, like she is not just a I'm stretchy. She's literally a fucking blob, which means she could change her face into anything she wanted.
Could you imagine, like, again, like whenever she finally decides to get some and she's in control of it, can you imagine some dude thinking he beat it up and she's like, no, honey, no.
I mean, it depends though, because
like if she wants to give him the business, or if she wants to be like, oh, you think you the shit and just stretch some shit out for him, like.
Well, I've always said that about Mr. Fantastic, where my nigga literally is probably like the best you gonna get, bro. Whatever. What size would you like, my dear? I got whatever you want.
Matter of fact, dear, you plan on staying in the kitchen? Okay, I'm gonna be in my office, but just know while you're making right,
just like
while you're making stew.
Oh my goodness!
I think also you had again this episode's called Dad Patrol, so it's a lot of fatherly figure stuff.
Well, it's Jane / Kate dealing with the well and what that represented with the dad. You got Niles and Dorothy. You got Cliff.
Larry dealing with his own shit.
I mean, Larry was, if I'm not mistaken, Larry was with Crazy Jane the whole time.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but he's still dealing mentally.
I guess that's true.
You know what I'm saying, with his stuff, because he can't get him in the because remember he's arguing with the negative spirit because he's like, yo, what the fuck do you want me to do? Because he keeps saying like I can't get past being Larry Trainer if you keep showing me this. I wanted to bring that up with us real quick. What do you think needs to happen in that situation? Does he need to let go? Like,
no, I don't think that the negative spirit is telling him to let go. I think the negative spirit is telling him to fully accept himself. So accept that you're gay, accept the fact that you did wrong by your loved ones, but accept that you're still your loved ones. It's something to care about. Every single time he shows him something, he's not showing him something to be like, you's a bitch. He's like, show the negative spirit.
First of all, before you say that statement, it does feel like it though. The first couple times, look here, you punk ass nigga, huh? See, you like the punk ass nigga, huh? That's what it feel like the negative spirit be doing to him, huh? You punk ass nigga, you sad, huh? You sad little bitch. This is why you sad.
It reminds me a lot of what, like, the only example I can come up with at the moment, because I don't know how you felt about the movie Venom, but I didn't hate it, mainly just from Tom Hardy's or Eddie Brock's relationship with the symbiote, like the conversations.
I'm kind of a loser. You know what? On my planet, I'm kind of a loser like you. Fuck this movie. Fuck this movie.
Why? That's just hilarious.
That was my fuck this movie moment. I'm kind of a loser like you on my planet. Fuck out of here.
Nah, dude, that's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious.
We're just here to eat everybody. Then later, fuck it, let's go save the planet. Fuck this movie.
Hey man, why are you hating? Bro? It wasn't that bad. It was a fun movie. It was a fun movie. Talking about turds in the wind. But my point is, I think that the negative spirit, that's the whole thing. If you remember, what's her name? What did she call herself? The Russian? Moscow. She said that we had to accept each other. So Larry can't accept the negative spirit if he can't fucking accept himself. The whole time, the negative spirit has been trying to make Larry whole. And I think it is from the selfish standpoint of if you're whole, then we can do this, but you're not. So if I have to show you, accept your sexuality, like accept the fact that you were a fuck up, accept the fact that you were a shitty father, but like apologize to your family, like do all these things, then we can move on.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the fact that Larry still sleeps in 1950s pajamas, like this nigga still sleeps in the old thermal onesies.
Because if you notice, the whole of this series has been about accepting who you are. That is the main theme of the Doom Patrol. These are the greatest.
The whole series. I'm thinking because I was thinking season. I'm like, well, as a series, yes.
As a series, this is about the freaks and geeks of the superhero world and accepting the fact that you're not pretty, you know, and a warrior like Wonder Woman. You're not like, you know, the all shining hope like Superman. You're not like a galactic space cop like the Green Lantern. No,
you're
a fucking
ninja.
You're a blob monster. You're a woman with 64 fucking crazy ass personalities. You are literally a brain inside of a robot. Like it's these people are broken and they're freaks. They're the they're the misfit toy. They're Sid's misfit toys next door to Andy's house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so the whole of this series is accepting who you are. That's part of the reason why I think I love these Danny the Street episodes so much. Because they accept
all the denizens, they accept exactly who they are.
And if you notice that most of them do a lot better hanging out with Danny and the denizens because of that.
Well, remember before when we first met Morally Corrupt, you know, she was living her life as a federal agent in denial, until the understanding of what Danny was and who Danny is and what Danny the Street is about. So yeah, and that's how it helped Larry even understand more. Because remember, that was the same episode. Larry had to understand, this is who I am, coming to terms with it. But again, I bring it up because it was his story is a small part of this episode, but it's still part of that overall accepting everything.
Yep.
Cliff trying to be a dad, which I was like, this is so cute. This is so
cool. It was nice.
I mean, the man cooked a finger, my nigga.
I mean, it happens. Sometimes
he made 3 sausages.
You got sausages, and it happens.
And then threw it in a coffee pot. Was like, dude. Like,
do. Like, do.
You're so disgusting. So this is like, again, because of everything with COVID-19, we're getting cut short on episodes. This is, like I said, the penultimate, and next week is the season finale. Do you think, because they didn't expect it to get cut at 9, do you think this still may be a high point episode that will hit us so hard and still leave us on a cliffhanger, or it'd be an episode that's like a build up to where we're like, fuck, now we got to wait till the next season?
I'm curious. I don't know when production stopped for them. Like if they got enough forewarning, hey, we're about to stop, we're going to shift gears. Because I think about, for example, what happened with Empire. Empire was kind of building up like they were going to wrap it up in a nice little bow. And then they got cut short 2 episodes on top of the argument, are we going to bring Jussie Smollett back or not for the end of this? And so it ended up with the situation where it was like, and the Empire will never die. Okay, thank you for everything. Bye. It was the most bitch ass fucking ending. Like even to the point where they showed cut scenes of everybody throughout the show. They didn't even show Jussie's cut scene. They showed the cut scene of Jamal and in the pilot episode as a child when he came out dressed in his mama's clothing and the high heels, and Lucius put the baby in the trash can because he I don't know if you remember that, because did you watch the start of Empire?
I didn't watch the start.
So that was the pilot episode, is that obviously there's a lot of homophobia in the Black community, and especially if you're talking about from a drug dealer like gangster hip hop in the early 90s, late 80s. So Jamal walks out in his mama's heels and fur coat and like sashaying and everything. And Lucia goes, "What the fuck? I ain't got no soft ass," and then literally took the son outside and put Jamal in a trash can. That was the pilot episode. You're like, oh, this show was gonna be fucking ridiculous. And then what they did is they refused to acknowledge Jussie at all. They replayed that clip as his goodbye. Everybody else got their growth from like, I found out I had bipolar, my wife got murdered, and now I'm running the empire. Like I was a little brat, then I had a rap career, and then I got shot, and like now look at where I am. And like I was in prison, and now I'm doing my own thing. Everybody got an arc. But no, the flashback they did for Jamal was him in the trash can and nothing else. So I really hope Doom Patrol doesn't leave us with a Crazy Jane in the well or Crazy Jane in the trash can, because that would be a terrible way for this to end. So they wrapped up everybody else in this episode. They were like, all right, now we're gonna get to Crazy. Oh shit, we shut down. All right, we'll just show the footage of her drowning in the sunken place, and we'll call it a day. But real quick, I'm kind of sad. I think whether or not it would have happened, I think they technically missed the window for the Emmys because of when this released, man.
That's what it was.
I think so. I don't know. Only from the standpoint that like it would have. I don't know if the season has to wrap by the time the show is done. You know what I'm saying? If the season has to wrap, then yeah, they just missed it. Because I remember being upset as fuck that Watch. Oh, but that was the Golden Globes.
We talked about that. We talked about Watchmen. Yeah, this is different. Well, because also the Emmys would have happened earlier. So
no. They always happen around the same time, right around when TV starts.
So it's around this. So they're the time to do it this year.
This is the same timing for sure.
Okay. I thought it was different because I just know because they're doing virtual, of course.
But I want. But what I'm asking is, I'm curious if because of the arc of the show, if they missed the cutoff for this year, and that would have made season 1 eligible.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, because I was going to say, if that be the case, if this season's not, the season 1 should have been eligible. I still feel Diane Guerrero was slighted in this.
1,000%.
And I understand, there's only a certain amount of categories, but also this is a big discussion we may have over on Blerds in the Hood, how no Latinx actors or actresses were nominated for anything.
Juan Carlos Esposito.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's Black Afro-Latino. He is true.
He's the only, because I caught it myself shooting the PPPN episode where I almost left him off. I was like, wait a minute, isn't he black? Like, I know the name is Latino as fuck, right. But like, isn't he black? And yeah, he's Afro-Latino. So
okay, yeah,
but one ain't enough. Like, let's be real. One
doesn't, what I'm saying, but like, yo, that's it. When you got one, be happy. No, like Dean, Big Brother Almighty deserves all the recognition for everything he has done. Look, I'm telling you, people be like, yo, that's Moff Gideon. That's the nigga from Saul. Better Call Saul. I'm like, no, that is Dean. Big Brother Almighty, most eloquent leader of Gamma Phi Gamma Fraternity Incorporated, Alpha Chapter. Please see School Days if you don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, to put a bow on all of this, we just talked about everything, how it's going to go, knowing this is the penultimate, and it's not supposed to be. And just in general, what would you rate it?
I'll give it a 4. I think it's cool that we got a little bit of a setup. I like the fight that Cyborg almost got fully into.
That's what we got to talk about, the fight with him and Ronnie, where he confronted Ronnie. And Ronnie
was murdering again.
Yeah, because she's murdered. She was like, yo, I felt that enlightenment. I got nothing to live for anyway. And because he was like, yo, I can't let you go. I'm going to turn you in. Cyborg trying to be this hero. I'm going to turn you in. You got to face justice. Nope, nigga. And she started
stole on his ass, bro. Just like, brah. My nigga was like, which one you say? I'll kill you right now. I'll
kill you. I'll swear out, bitch. Because he threw that cannon up so fast. Bitch, I'll kill you. Bitch.
But that's not, but to be honest with you, I don't even think that was him. You know how, I can't remember. Did they give him a mother box in this or a father box? Because I know it switches depending on who's telling the story.
I think, according to this, they've never said if it's either or. It's the technology from his father.
Okay. Maybe they're just trying to avoid it entirely, you think?
Yeah, I don't think they've ever said directly if it's a mother or father box.
Either way, all I know is my guy was out here ready to steal on him, and I bet you that was more the tech going into self-defense mode than him. Because he stopped, because he pulled it, but he didn't pull the trigger. So I think that was the tech being like, bitch.
No, Greer was like, we need to do something. This nigga's getting his ass whooped. He getting his ass whooped. We got a TV show. We keep it on the board. We can't let this.
Nigga, we stole. What was the other one? Stone and steal. We stole and steal.
Yeah, stone and steal and keep it on the board. This nigga's gonna be on TV. We can't.
We gotta fuck up these deals. So I would give it a 4. I think that there's a lot of good setup here, but I think that it does. What hurts is knowing that this is second to last, and I need to watch this last episode and see that hopefully they round it out. Because there's a small part of me that feels like stuff is a little rushed, knowing that the end is coming. But again, that's not their fault. That's the pandemic has been an asshole.
And I think also, remember, I really believe that the way this doesn't seem too much rushed, this seems like the story's playing out the way it should have. Because I think it was supposed to be 10 episodes. It was only supposed to be 10 episodes. So the story is playing out the way it should.
Right.
I get where you coming from. With like, yo, it can't seem rushed because it's like, well, fuck, we finna shut down, film all this shit every day, all night. Like, I get that, but for me, I also would give it a 4 because it's a build up. to everything. Again, a lot of story. I feel like no matter what happens at the end of the season, I feel like Larry's storyline is gonna be unresolved. I feel like we're gonna see Jane steal off Miranda, like she gonna literally punch Miranda and make the members of the underground choose. Because again, who's the primary and all this, and she's gonna tell them.
Yep.
Cliff gonna end up at that wedding with a dope ass leather jacket and a tie. He ain't gonna even have a tuxedo shirt.
You don't think he's gonna fuck up the wedding?
How can he?
I mean, he's Cliff.
Well, this is true, but at the same time, he can't fuck it up now because he's excited to go as he was invited.
And you don't think that Cliff is gonna fuck up the wedding?
Oh man, I just hope somebody else. I want to believe the best of this nigga can get through this wet, dog.
He's fucking Cliff. When has Cliff done anything right with the exception of going into the underground and saving Jane?
Time number 2, because he know he's going to be a grandfather too.
Nigga, he tried to stop some petty carjackers and ripped the nigga's finger off and then cooked it like a sausage. When has Cliff done anything right other than, like, even in the point when everybody else is having an orgasm because of Flex Metallo, my nigga's like, orgasm. Like, my nigga don't do nothing right, bruh. Like, the only thing he did right was roll, which was hilarious because he was like, I can just give you ecstasy for the night if you want it. And he out here like, beep, 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 beep.
Okay, so that's fair. Between that, I believe Niall. I think Willoughby will give him back the talisman.
I think he's gonna die.
You think they're gonna kill off? You think they'll get rid of Timothy Dalton?
Considering he's still in his title is still special appearance by Timothy Dalton, I think that there was always probably there may have intentionally been a shelf life on the character.
But it was cast when he's announced as a. See, the only reason I see different, and I get what you're saying because the way, again, for people who don't know how Hollywood works, billings mean a different thing. Mm-hmm. You know, number 1, 2, 3, 4, with featuring names you see later, all that.
Money involved, everything. There's a lot that happens depending.
There's a lot that happens with that. But I think his special appearance is probably because of money, because he's always been mentioned as a main cast member. You get what I'm saying? He was never brought on as this potential to be gone soon. I get what you're saying. I get it. But when they announced the cast was Matt Bomer, Brendan Fraser, Diane Guerrero, April Bowlby, Javon Wade, and Timothy Dalton. That was the cast of Doom Patrol.
But I understand that. But even if that's the case, I'm saying even when they announced the cast, they may have already worked something up with Timothy Dalton being
that's fair. Yeah, that's
because
fair.
Part of that may have also been, if you remember, he's missing most of season 1 as like a story trope, but he's also not in a lot of episodes for that reason. You know what I'm saying?
Because he's older. Yeah, that's true. I mean, you're getting James Bond no matter what, so you take what you can get.
Are you though? I love me some Timothy Dalton post James Bond, but as James Bond,
I mean, I'm just saying because I get it. His Bond.
That's like trying to give Jeremy Renner credit for being Jason Bourne. Get that shit the fuck out of here, bro.
Like, nigga,
that's like trying to give whatever nigga played the Hulk in the Ang Lee version of Hulk.
Oh, Eric Bana. Oh no. Oh no!
You know what I'm saying?
You didn't even go to Ed Norton. You just went to Eric Bana.
That's like trying to give like George Clooney credit for being Batman when he was arguably the worst one.
Worst Batman ever. Yeah.
You got Kevin Conroy, Adam West, Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and then Robert Pattinson. We'll see how that turns out. And by far, and I didn't even include some of the other niggas that have voiced him because they're all better than George Clooney too.
Well, the majority of who voice has all been. I mean, like it's a couple. Will Arnett voice.
Will Arnett is way better. But
yeah,
there have been. I mean, yes, there have been other Batmen that have also like once you went into this new DC animated movie series. That wasn't Kevin Conroy and all that, but I'm saying they were all infinitely better. George Clooney has killed it as an actor across the board in pretty much everything.
It's just when you put him in cow, shit wrong.
But it's also not necessarily his fault. Like, I mean, I love me some Joel Schumacher, rest in peace, but like,
You can't eat that shit else after that. Yeah, back to Timothy Dalton. I get it. What you say with his. Yeah, this might be the end for him. It's going to be interesting, man. Like I said, I give it a 4. But nonetheless, we want to know what you think about this episode in the comments below. So go ahead and do the usual like you do. Like, subscribe, click on the notification bell. Let us know why you're rocking with the episode. And if you're not, here's a challenge I've been putting out to everybody on every video I do. And whether it's blerds here, the reviews, give us a reason why you don't. Because it's easy to say. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to just be like, I don't like this shit. But make the conversation continue. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it because of this reason. And then somebody may reply, well, here's a rebuttal to that. And you guys can go back and forth in a discussion. I like to do that. That sounds fair.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It does, truly, but it ain't for me. Anyway, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J Washington. You already know how to spell it. Join the Supervillain Squad on Patreon if you want to support. Patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. You can join the one-on-one with the Supervillains here. Those will be coming out to the whole YouTube subscriber community pretty soon. Blerds in the Hood every Tuesday with me and that young man right there. Mad Titan podcast every week. Podcast where you get all your podcasts from. That good shit. Y'all already know what it is. It's too much to keep saying. Yeah, you take over, sir.
At the Swaggy Blerd, THESWAGGYBLERD. That's on all the socials. He already said Blerds. He already said Game Time on Monday. I mean, we got one more of these. I don't know if we're going to do another show because what's up right now? Like TV is still like in a holding pattern. So this could be.
That is it.
Yeah. I don't know what else is coming out right now. Unless you want to review like Indian matchmaking. That shit hilarious, bro. You will love that shit. There's this one bitch, Aparna. She is so mean. Like every dude she goes on a date with. No, I don't like that. I don't like lawyers. Aren't you a lawyer? Yeah, I don't like lawyers. Fuck that shit. Like,
how many episodes is it?
Like 7 or 8.
And how many episodes into it are you already?
I've got like 1 left, but I'll still do the reviews on it since I'm already almost done. Like fuck it.
It's on Netflix?
Yeah.
All right, so I know what I'm watching after I'm done with this.
But yeah, all of this, PPPN on Thursdays, Positive Black People News, SEN, Schmodown, all that good stuff. But you know what it is.
All right, y'all. We will holler at y'all next week for the season finale of Doom Patrol. Take care. We out. Bye.